Well, hi guys. I decided to bring you along for another garden tour. And the garden is winding way down. We're getting cool temperatures at night, and I'm excited for the first frost actually, because this has been a very busy canning season and I'm not done. And I want to show you why I'm not done. So I'm going to take you outside and let you see what's going on. A lot of the plants really died back on their own before the weather started changing, so I'm not sure what that's all about. They got consistent watering, consistent fertilizing, and so, but they did produce a lot. Maybe that's the end of the production. They just said, okay, see you later. I've never had that happen before, so I'm not really sure. But, and we still have a ton of stuff to harvest. I'm gonna go out and pick raspberries this morning, and when I looked at it, I thought, you know, I'm gonna bring you guys along because these plants have just been such a big producer. I mean, they just have outproduced themselves. I'm amazed at what 10 plants turned into for this year. And so I'm excited for next year to have double of this. Okay. Enough chat, we're gonna go outside and chat it up. Come on.
So let's start with this bed over here. Oh, and I have company. Hi, Ragnar. Oh, and Shotzi too. There's my little Ragnar. He likes this raised bed. So we'll start over here, and while Ragnar is exploring this raised bed, he loves to be up there. That's our newest addition to the kennel. He will be a future sire of some puppies. This is out of our last litter. So he's going to be a great dog. He's so cute. He's such a smart puppy. So we have these two Heinz tomato plants. And again, they didn't produce much, but because the tomatoes are so dense, they really, you don't need many to make quite a bit of sauce. And the rhubarb is still going. The herbs are still hanging in there. I took down the green beans off of the trellis there, and if you didn't know, chickens love green bean plants, so pick them before they're totally dried out. We've got our cabbage over here, and the dogs like kale as well, so but it just keeps coming back. So tons of kale, cabbage. This little cabbage head's probably the size of a baseball, and that's all the bigger it's gotten. The monstrosities are on the other garden bed. So, hi Shotzi too. So, we have rhubarb, and I've made rhubarb jam probably 5 or 6 times this summer. I've made pie, I've made bread, I've froze some, and we'll harvest again before the hard frost so we can get more in the freezer. Strawberries, they're winding down. I've got a couple little berries here. And then the garden. And don't forget, guys, check the links below. Hit a thumbs up if you like gardening. And let me know what you think. Okay, so, and if you know why the plants died off like this, again, leave a comment. So this was a cherry tomato. Cherry tomato. I'm probably not going to do cherry tomatoes next year because they'll volunteer all over the place here. I had a volunteer corn here, and that is from, it has to be from, oh gosh, 10 years ago, because I have not had corn in my garden for 10 years. This year was the first year. And we did eat some of the corn. Some of it came out okay, some of it wasn't delicious. But we've got new green beans over there. The squash is dying off, and so it's just, you know, it's not as pretty as it was. I got tons of peppers. Let's go around and look at the peppers. This little Anaheim pepper's given me a lot. And I'm getting ready to share a recipe with you of what to do with excess peppers, whether they be hot and spicy or not. Okay, here's that stripey, the green stripey. But look at this. Sorry about my shadow, and I've got a puppy at my feet. Look at these peppers. This plant is just produced and produced and produced and produced. Huh, Ragnar? He says, I like green beans. You gonna pick yourself a green bean? Yep, he's trying. Do you want it? Now that you licked it. Now Shotzi wants one. Okay, so we have cherry tomatoes coming through the fence, the corn. This is the other angle, and I'm going to pull out a lot of this stuff today is going to get pulled out, you know, as I go. The red peppers, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, we got red bell peppers. They're delicious. They're really good green though too. I love them green as well. So the peppers did extremely well. Probably the best pepper year I've had. So let's go out to the other bed where the squash are. Okay, so here we have, and I hope this shows up in camera because we have raspberries. These raspberries are absolutely loaded. And they get ripe in waves. So I wait till they're a real deep, pretty, deep burgundy, and then pick them because that's when they're the sweetest and have the most flavor. And then I put them in the freezer because they don't all get ripe at the same time. But right now they're getting busy, that's for sure. Just clusters of berries. And the branches are so heavy, they're bowed over because of the weight of the berries. It's been really, really good. And this was all starting from 10 bare root, hi handsome, plants last year that I put in. 10, and look at this. Unbelievable. So on the other side of the fence, if you haven't followed me before, that has 10 bare roots that I put in this year. So next year, it'll look like this on the other side. And I think we're going to go ahead and maybe bring this on down further because it kind of makes a nice border to the yard and it's edible. So here's another angle here of what's going on with those raspberries. Just unreal. We're going to support them a little different next year though. So we've got the spaghetti squash. There's one way down there. So that's 3, 4, 5. And there's one here. We've got parsley still going strong. I've given that a haircut about 6 times. Total haircut. Butternut squash. There it is. One here. Some down here. And along here you can see these little raspberries have they have fruit on them too already. And these are from this year's bare root. Green beans. Unbelievable. I'm so impressed. And butternut squash is going to be fantastic because it keeps for months and months. So a couple of those look ready to pick. Might go ahead and pick those today. And then the cabbage. So I should make sauerkraut, but I'm leaving these 2 in the ground to see how big they could actually get. They're huge. I bet that one weighs 10 pounds. I'll weigh them. But this is pretty interesting. Oh, look at this beautiful big old sunflower. Oh, it's huge. This one, if you look, and it's a mammoth cabbage. I could probably put that in the fair. And then it grew babies all around it. And so did this one. Baby cabbages. I did not know that they would do that. And then the one that I cut off first that was 5 pounds, it's growing new cabbage too. So I've got tomatoes I need to pick in there. I've got raspberries to pick and butternut squash and more tomatoes. Tomatoes, and more tomatoes. So guys, oh, and look at my little grapevine. I hope this inspires you to get out there and garden. If you don't have raspberry plants, put them in. I just priced raspberries yesterday in the grocery store for 12 ounces. It was $5.99. I can't pay that, or I won't. So I'm putting all mine in the freezer, and then that way when I have enough, I can make jam, I can make syrup, I can make whatever I need to, or use them in our smoothies, cereal, that kind of thing this winter. So, all right guys, happy gardening. It's not as pretty as it was, but what a year. It sure produced well, and I just love it. So we're moving on to fall. All right, Ragnar and Shotzi, they're pretty much inseparable. Aw, he's so cute. Yep, he's busy. All right, we'll see you next time.